The Ithaca Bombers have looked phenomenal against some of the best teams in the state with an 8-3 record on the season. They now move into Liberty League play. Their first matchup should be a good one as they take on the Skidmore Thoroughbreds team that is desperate for a win. So pumped to have you with us on the pregame show alongside Andrew Roberts. I'm Brad Romano. Andrew, Ithaca has looked phenomenal in non-conference play, beating some elite teams, but now it's full-on Liberty League for a while. And with a Skidmore team that's desperate for a win, this should be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Skidmore at 6-6 right now, kind of a middling start to the season. Haven't quite played the schedule that the Bombers have played. Bombers off to an 8-3 start. They've played a lot of nationally ranked competition. They're looking to carry that momentum into Liberty League play and take care of business. Now, one concern the team has had that maybe has caused them to struggle a bit more than they would like. They've had some issues with errors of all kinds, whether it be attack errors, service errors, stuff like that. And it's made some matchups that could have been done in straight sets go to a fourth set. So I think playing clean volleyball is something they're going to have to keep an eye on today in order to take care of business against a team like Skidmore.
Yeah, let's talk about the Bombers for a second, though. As we've been talking about their non-conference play, 8-3 on the season. They have not lost here at the Ben Light Gymnasium. They went 3-0 in the Ithaca Invitational, Andrew, and they got a great win against NYU, also against Swarthmore and Smith College. But against some really good teams, they looked solid.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their biggest wins came at the Carnegie Mellon Invitational, taking down Johns Hopkins, number 9 in the nation, also number 11, MIT. That is some of the best competition in the country. If this team can play at its ceiling, they have a legitimate chance to not only win the Liberty League, but make it out of the Liberty League, make a run in the NCAA tournament, but they, of course, have to take care of business within their own league. So that all starts tonight. That all starts this weekend.
Yeah, and let's talk about Skidmore now. As we said, desperate for a win because they're at that 500. 6-6 on the season, 4-2 home, 0-3 on the road, 2-1 neutral, 2-1 in their last 3 games. They beat Plattsburgh State and Manhattanville, but they lost to Middlebury. And as we were saying earlier, Andrew, when you look at this schedule compared to Ithaca's, it is a little weaker.
Yeah, not the ranked competition that the Bombers have been playing over the course of the season, and it's really been mixed results. I mean, you look at the 4 invitationals they've been at over the course of the season, 1-2 in 2 of them, 2-1 in the other 2. Even when they were hosting, they lost to SUNY Geneseo in 4 sets. So really been a mixed bag for this team, and I mean, they have some balance on both sides of the ball, but at the end of the day, just hasn't led to the results against the tough competition Ithaca has played.
Yeah, and the points per set for minutes and 10 sets for Ithaca. Let's talk about Gabriela Gonzalez-Abrea. I mean, how can you not bring her up when you're talking about this Bombers team? 4.28 points per set. She is the X factor for the Bombers team. Without her, we really could be seeing a different team. The contributions that she's made, it seems like everything's set up for her. She's going to get the job done every time.
I mean, yeah, this Skidmore team is a deeper team. They do have 4 players that are averaging 2 points per set or more. However, Bombers have that, and they also have the star power. The duo of Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu and Naomi Klaus, they have been at it for 3 years now. Headed into their junior season, they have taken it to a whole new level. Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu at 4.28 points per set. That's a career high. Yeah. And Naomi Klaus still making a huge impact as well. I mean, not quite as consistent as Gonzalez-Abreu, but there are points where she can just take over a set and put the team on her back. So I think that's something to watch for as well. If Naomi Klaus can just have one of her best sets, then the Bombers could run away with one of these.
And you're talking about Klaus, and that's someone that, yeah, it's really important to bring up because with Abreu, everyone was expecting her to be that veteran leader for this team. But Klaus is someone that really just broke out. And like you said, now with the duo of Abreu and Klaus, it's been very contributing for the Bombers. But as for Skidmore, let's talk about Chloe Heitman. 2.66 points per set leads the team. What do you think about her?
I mean, Chloe Heitman, a great player, and quite honestly, you look all around her stats, a balanced player, but I would say that, yeah, I mean, 2.10 digs per set as well, but when you're talking about well-rounded, I think people like Jaslyn Chen and Maya Stolars are just as capable because they've made an impact in the blocking game. Jaslyn Chen, 0.9 blocks per set, Maya Stolars, 0.63 in there, also each averaging just over 2 points per set. Chen is just 0.05 behind Chloe Heitman in those numbers. So, I mean, similar offensive impact for all 3 of those players, but some make an impact defensively as blockers up front and others more of diggers on the back end of the court. So all unique roles within this team despite their impact as killers.
Let's talk about the head coaches now. Talk about the players. go to the coaches. Let's talk about Tara Stillwell. She's only going into her second year as the head coach, Andrew, but in just 2 years, she's really made an impact.
I mean, yeah, Tara Stillwell had been a part of this program prior to her head coaching tenure, did have a brief period where she was over at Cornell, but I think that time under Johan Dolfer, who had such a huge impact on this program for a long time, really helped her to be able to step in and just pick up where Dolfer left off. She worked with a lot of these players in their very early days here at Ithaca, especially the juniors and seniors, so her coming back around and coaching this team for the second straight year, it's just been more of the same under what they were able to do under Johan Dolfer.
And as for Skidmore, the head coach, Lindsay King, she took over as the head coach in 2022. She played volleyball previously at the College of St. Rose and Nazareth College, but before this, coaching-wise, spent 3 seasons at Castleton University before coming to Skidmore, and it's been a little up and down for the Thoroughheads. 34-45 record for King. So a bit of struggles, but looking to get a winning record here today. Give your thoughts on Lindsay King.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsay King, bit of a newer coach for the Thoroughbreds. I mean, Stillwell, yes, newer as head coach, but has been around in the program a little bit longer. And Lindsay King, yeah, it's been a mixed bag over at Skidmore, and overall, we'll see tonight. This would be a big test for her if she can outcoach Tara Stillwell in this one.
Yeah, and now let's talk about the ex-players for the Bombers. We already previously talked about Gabrielle Gonzalez-Abreu. We know how important she is. But let's talk about senior Ella Grabber, because 43 blocks on the season. On that defensive side, when it looks like other teams are going to get kills, she's going to be right there with her hands up blocking.
Yeah, I mean, Ella Graper, she has had an impact on kills as well. She's had almost 2 kills per set, but in addition, she has been a great blocker for many years here within this volleyball program. Kind of broke out as a sophomore when Gonzalez-Abreu and Klaus were first years, and this young core has just gotten better and better year after year. Now Graper a senior, Gonzalez-Abreu and Klaus juniors, and they are leading the charge with this team as players like Faye Sabatier have graduated out of the program.
And we talked about Chloe Hyman for Skidmore, but now Katarina Helper, 227 assists on the year. It seems like everything that gets set up, it's going to be her.
Yes, definitely. I mean, Helper really helping set up things for Skidmore, but I mean, in addition to her, you have Marlo McIntyre, who has 4.19 digs per set, really starting things off, and then Hoper touching the ball last before those kills, setting up those kills. So there's kind of, I feel, an order of operations with this Skidmore attacking unit.
Now, as for the Bombers and why this game is so important for them, look, they've been incredible in non-conference play, but now they're in Liberty League, where if you stack up these conference wins, you can get first in the conference. This is the first game against a Skidmore team that is struggling, but you don't want to go into this game with an ego. You want to go into this game treating it like any other, and I think the Bombers are going to easily do that.
Yeah, you cannot play down to the competition. I mean, I don't think that's something that this Bombers team is going to see, because over the last few years, whether it be under Dolfer, whether it be under Stillwell, this group has always taken care of business within the Liberty League, and I would expect more of the same tonight.
Yeah, and as for Skidmore, I know we touched about it earlier on in this pregame show, but they're 6-6 in non-conference play. Now you're in conference play, and this is where you really got to start picking things up. If you want a shot to go to that next level, you got to get above 500. You got to get a statement win against a Bombers team that's ranked 19th in the country.
Yeah, I mean, if you win the Liberty League, that's an automatic ticket to the NCAAs. And what I look at for Skidmore, there is so much upside within this team. There's so many players who are capable in terms of kills, in terms of points, but looking for someone who, like Gonzalez-Abreu, can step up and be that leader. Could it be Chloe Heitman at 2.66 points per set on the year? Could she play above her usual pay grade and take it to the next level, take over a set? Could it be Jaslyn Chen? Could it be Stolers? We'll have to see who emerges as that number one for Skidmore in this game, because right now, to me, a little bit unclear, even though there is so much talent down the depth chart.
Andrew, it's Ithaca versus Skidmore. Give me your pick. Who's going to win today?
I'm going to go with Ithaca here, and I think it's going to come in straight sets. If Ithaca is playing to the best of their abilities, this will be a 3-0 game. Could be 3-1 if Skidmore plays spoiler.
Have to agree with you. I got the Bombers 3-0. But thank you for tuning in to the pregame show. So happy to be here with you. Molly Golden, Luke Fitzpatrick will be on the call. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching.
What is better than 3-4? And that is what head coach Tara Stillwell and the Ithaca Bombers hope to achieve with claiming their 4th straight Liberty League championship. It all starts tonight as the Bombers welcome the Skidmore Thoroughbreds into Ben Light Gymnasium for tonight's presentation of Ithaca College Athletics on Bomber Sports YouTube. I'm Molly Golden alongside Luke Fitzpatrick. We'll be with you for the entire night here in Ben Light. Luke, happy Liberty League volleyball home opener for the Ithaca College Bombers.
It's great to be here, Molly. Thank you very much. A red-hot Bombers team looking to continue their success. The last 3 years, the 3 consecutive Liberty League championships, obviously going for a 4th. Liberty League play starts tonight.
Bombers coming off a 3-0 weekend at the Bomber Invitational. Head coach Tara Stillwell wanted that performance from her team. What will it take to continue that momentum for this team? Yeah,
just continuing what they've done all season long, believing in each other. Absolute laser focus from this group. 26 more aces than their opponents on the season. We know how good Wesley Slavin is. Expect her greatness to continue tonight, and she just sets her teammates up perfectly for success. The junior trio that is her, Naomi Claus, and Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu.
Well, before we talk even more, Skidmore is no easy task. They return a lot of starters, one of the most in the Liberty League, and a very experienced team as well. Who do you have your eyes on tonight for the Thoroughbreds?
Yeah, you mentioned the veteran presence on that group, and I'm looking right at Chloe Heitman, the first year, who's been outstanding for them, the Liberty League Rookie of the Week last year, leading the team in kills. She has been an absolute difference maker for the Thoroughbreds so far this season.
And then obviously, you can't mention one without the other. How about some veteran experience? Give me Jaslyn Chen for this team. She's leading the team in the middle for this Thoroughbreds team, so keep your eye out for her as well. But let's talk more about tonight. Let's focus on tonight.
Please.
What are you expecting to see from both?
I think when you talk play styles, the Bombers like to pass a lot. They have the most digs per set in the conference. They like to take their time on offense. And on the other side, Skidmore, they force you into mistakes. The second most forcing the second most kill errors in the conference, leading the conference in blocks. So a little bit more of a quicker defensive response for Skidmore. The Bombers like to see take their time on offense, and we'll see how it combats each other tonight.
Well, we're going to step away for intros and the national anthem. When we come back, we've got your coverage of Ithaca and Skidmore right here on Bomber Sports. Welcome back to Bomber Sports here on YouTube as we bring you Ithaca College volleyball against Skidmore in the Liberty League opener. I'm Molly Gold alongside Luke Fitzpatrick. We've got you covered all night long right here on Bomber Sports.
Thank you very much, Molly. And what a matchup we have here. Skidmore, the Thoroughbreds, they have not won in this building ever before. 0-10 in this building. They have not won this matchup in the last 10 times. The last victory for Skidmore all the way back, I believe it was September 2nd, 2011. That is over 5,100 days ago, Molly. So an opportunity for Skidmore here in the Liberty League opener to get a leg up on the Bombers.
Truly, and you look at the Skidmore team as well. It's going to be a tough competition for them. They haven't gotten a set against the Bomber in years almost within that 10-year period as well. So definitely an interesting matchup tonight. Yeah,
and the Bombers recently in their recent matchups have not let their opponents get many sets. It's been a lot of sweeps and 3-1 victories. So you have to imagine Skidmore just trying to hang tough towards a potential 4th or 5th set in this one.
The Bombers coming off a couple huge wins against the John Hopkins team, who they did not get a win in that original NCAA tournament last year. But it's going to be Skidmore first serve. It's going to be the setter, Katarina Horpel.
And you mentioned that matchup with Johns Hopkins. The Bombers defeated them this season. A really good start, 8-3.
Here's Klaus in the back. She gets her first of the night.
That is textbook. That's exactly what this Ithaca Bombers team does. If you want to beat them, you've got to stop Naomi Klaus.
Head to the back, that's Addison Ledbetter, Rookie of the Year candidate in the Liberty League. She's had a couple of explosive games lately. She goes up.
Absolutely. She started all but one game this season.
Head to the outside. That's a rollover. Naomi Klaus there. Sets up Ella Graper off the block. She pushes back. Skidmore recovers. Sends it back. Slavin up to Klaus on the outside. Tips it back. Skidmore gets a touch.
Maybe an unnecessary touch there for Skidmore. That one looked like it might have gone out of bounds or might have been headed out of bounds, but you mentioned Graper and those blocks, recently surpassing 200 in her career with the Bombers.
Ledbetter heads back. Bombers up 2-0. That's an error for the Bombers, and the ball heads back to Skidmore, and Jaslyn Chen heads back to serve. Senior leader on this Skidmore team. You'll find her in the middle, coming off her the only person to appear on an All-Liberty League team for Skidmore last year. Another error, 2 back-to-back errors. Service errors quite early for both of these teams.
They mentioned that in the open, Skidmore really forcing the Bombers into a lot of errors, so Slavin and the setters for the Bombers are going to have to be near perfect in order to make it easy on themselves tonight and control the game.
This rotation is near perfect. The Bombers best when Slavin's back to serve. Slavin heads, she takes the serve. 2 back-to-back service errors.
Yeah, not Slavin's finest moment there, but this team knows what she can do. She's still going to get an opportunity here and staying on the court for now, but a frustrating start for her this evening.
For both ends of the court as well, too. That one's up. Got a little excited there. Didn't wait for the whistle.
Early jitters in this first Liberty League matchup, Friday Night Lights.
Listen, everyone's excited.
Yeah.
We're just excited as us for Liberty League play. Jaslyn Chen heads back. She goes up for the serve. Cross court. That's Gonzalez Abreu right there with the dig. Joust battle right there.
Yeah, Gabriela Gonzalez Abreu, one of the best in the business, not known for her digs, but she can really do it all in the volleyball court.
She's the only outside who makes her entire way around the court, just showing how much of a utility is, both in the front row and the back row. Karina Garcia heads back for the Bombers, coming off 13 service aces. She didn't appear in any 2024 matches, but she's really exploded this season for this Bombers team.
Yeah, played in all 11 games this season in all but one set, 40 of the 41 on the season for Ithaca.
Tip right there. Wesley Slavin with the recovery. Gonzalez Abreu on the outside. There we first for Chloe Heitman, the freshman sensation.
Yeah, I mentioned her in the open. Outstanding season for her. Skidmore, a great job sticking with the play there, but how about the play by Slavin? That's why you keep her on the floor. She can do it all. She's not just a setter, Molly.
The current Liberty League Player of the Year for a reason. It'll be Emma Ferragrino heading back for the Thoroughbreds as she gets ready. She sends it off. Ellie Benedict, a rare shank from the Libero star, one of the best in the country.
Absolutely, that one kind of ate her up there. Not known for many errors at all this season, but that one really well placed by the Thoroughbreds. And
a little high on her
early.
arm. Another service error for the Thoroughbreds. Even Ellie Benedict, we were just mentioning her. She's in the conversation, one of the top liberos in D3 volleyball right now, one of the best in the country at what she does. Yeah,
Ellie Graper getting a little bit of a rest here for the Bombers through the first 9 points. She's up to a really great start, always makes her presence felt on the defensive end.
There's the freshman sensation. Sets it out with a right side set right there from Slavin. Brianna Owen.
Beautiful soft touch there from Owen, and I talked with Naomi Claus earlier this year. She shouted out Brianna Owen a little bit. They're lift partners, the two of them. She's been adding weight every single time, not complaining, absolutely locked in.
Peregrino, a little tip right there. Not enough. Katie O'Connor comes in.
Yeah, Owen, one of the more versatile players on this team, plays 3 different positions. No complaints out of her. She's been one of the Bombers' key contributors here early in the season.
That point ended up going Bomber way. Must have been an extra touch on the block. Ellie Benedict, excuse me, she's still back for the serve. Nice cross-court shot right there. Chloe Heitman back on the outside with a nice tip. Slavin right there with the dig. Benedict sets up Gonzalez Abreu with a roll shot. That one shanked by Heitman, and the Bombers go up 8-4, an early 4-point up in this set.
Yeah, all of the green uniforms there expecting an aggressive swat down there by Gonzalez Abreu, but the little touch able to kind of eat up some of the defenders there, and Skidmore not expecting it.
Peregrino sets it up again on the outside. There we go. That's the Bomber block that we all know all too well. Brianna Owen and Addie Ledbetter just absolutely smashed it on the floor.
Brianna Owen with 2.44 points per set and 95 total on the season. You mentioned a key contributor. The statistics speak for themselves, and early a good start for her as well.
Little wobble pass from Marlo McIntyre, the Skidmore libero. Skidmore unable to recover as the Bombers, Skidmore, takes a timeout, and you're up 10-4 right now. What do you think Tara Stillwell's saying in the huddle right now, Luke?
Yeah, 6 straight points. You know, there's been a couple of substitutions made, but so far the Bombers' defense has been on point, and rather than, we know Claus and Slavin for their aggressive kills, swatting the ball down immediately on the other side of the court, but it's been a lot of soft touches. The Bombers really taking their time with their offense as they've done all season long.
Tara Stillwell in her huddle. I got to talk to her earlier this week as well. She's preaching intensity, especially in that first set. The Bombers sometimes struggle to come up with a little bit of intensity and power.
Right.
So the way that Stillwell is saying, make your mark on this first set, because they struggle with that. And especially against the Skidmore team, who you might not see a lot of power against, but a lot of technical, especially coming from this team, especially up against that front row in the middle spot too.
Exactly. The energy is so important, and we're going to mention it throughout this entire broadcast. Skidmore likes to force you to beat yourself and make the errors yourself. All of those digs per set that the Bombers are fantastic at. Well, Skidmore doing a great job, in response to those all season long. The blocks and the errors that they force you into. So Stillwell, I'm sure, preaching the energy and playing a clean brand of volleyball, which they've done so far here.
Benedict still heading back to serve for the Bombers. Sends it to libero. Sends it out into the benches. What a recovery. Sends a free ball over. Great job, Skidmore. There's Addie Ledbetter off the free ball.
What a play by Addie Ledbetter, getting up right in the middle of the net. Corina Garcia can't believe what she just saw right now. And a 7-point lead all of a sudden for Ithaca.
That's exactly Bomber volleyball. Aggressive. That's what Tara Stillwell wants. That one sent a little long by Ellie Benedict.
Maybe a little bit too aggressive there. Benedict getting excited. Going to be interested to see here. Benedict, a lot of serves recently with Slavin with the early errors. Does Coach Stillwell lean one way or the other? It's been more Benedict lately.
Heitman heads back to the service line for the first time tonight. Playing all around. And she has her first service error of the night. Yeah,
Heitman, the outstanding freshman, but her first Liberty League matchup, maybe a little bit of jitters there. Serve that was well short.
Brianna Owen heads back. She plays every position in the front row. She's sensational. Braverman, Peregrino, and a little high for Katie O'Connor. Bombers get that one back after an error by the Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, timing just off there. I think it's something we maybe take for granted a little bit in volleyball, the timing on these swats and these spikes. That one just a little bit late there.
I mean, hitters and setters, so much chemistry. Ferragrino sends it out to the outside. It's Braverman. And an attacking error by Madison Manning.
Yeah, another point for the Bombers, and you talk about chemistry and how important it is, especially in volleyball. Well, the three juniors, Naomi, Wesley, and Gabby, their first time living together this year. As Naomi was telling me, they watch film together every single night, relay it to Coach Stillwell. They are locked in, the three of them.
Brianna Owen continue. Madison Manning with the tip shot. Brianna Owen right there. Slavin sends it out to Gonzalez Abreu off the block. Great good recovery by Katerina Garcia, but Addie Ledbetter right there with the kill shot. Bombers go up 15-5 early in this first set.
I'm not sure Gonzalez Abreu was expecting that block, but it's a great job by the Bombers of responding, and Ledbetter once again in the middle of the net, right on that H of the Ithaca Bombers logo at center court.
You got to talk about this. Just almost the senior freshman connection between Ella Graper. And there's an ace for the Bombers. Brianna Owen interrupted me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a roster that has a lot of depth, a lot of veteran leadership, as well as the younger players getting time. You mentioned Addison Ledbetter, and one of the more lesser talked about, as I'll get to after this point.
There's a swing, Katie O'Connor, that one recovered. A joust battle, Gonzalez Abreu at the net, sends it out to Addie Ledbetter with a tip.
Another soft touch for the Bombers.
Manning, recovered by Ellie Benedict. She sets it out on the right. That one goes a little long. Ooh, it actually goes in, line judge.
Wow.
Addie Ledbetter on the right side, and the Bombers get this one back.
I thought that was far from Ledbetter, but 17-5 here. Another timeout going to be taken, and we talk about this chemistry on this Bombers team, Molly. Of the 15 players on the roster, they represent 12 different states in the United States, coming from places all over the country, all different cultures, really, if you think about it. They mesh really well together.
I mean, that just speaks to the Tara Stillwell and her ability to recruit just such amazing volleyball players. When I talked to her, she preached about what she saw from Gabby originally when she went to go recruit her. She was beating out D1 recruits at her recruiting camps. And so that just stuck with Stillwell, and she was able to bring Gabby here along with such a strong junior class. This junior class is going to live in these Bomber history books almost forever.
Absolutely, and Coach Stillwell, being an assistant at the time, this is her second year as the head coach. Claus was telling me how much they believe in her and how she was able to get everybody to buy in. Pure passion and dedication won over the locker room. Absolutely obsessed with volleyball is the way that she described Coach Stillwell. And this group really seems to be obsessed with volleyball, which is exactly what you want to see. Not to state the obvious, but they seem very passionate and focused about each other, their teammates, and the task at hand. Laser focused all season long, and 17-5 once again in this first set.
I mean, laser focus, you're seeing it right here, folks, as the time ticks down on the clock. With Brianna Owen still in the back, she's going to serve again. That one's going to send out on the outside. Madison Manning on the outside. Ellie Benedict's there. Wesley Slavin gets out to the outside, sets up Gonzalez Abreu, stuffed in the block. She's right there for the recovery. There's Benedict again. Gonzalez Abreu out on the outside. There's a swip. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, a miscommunication there, and not necessarily what Gonzalez Abreu wanted to do. You know, setting up Karina Garcia in a little bit of a tough spot, but I'm not sure that the stat sheet shows the whole story of how talented Gabriela Gonzalez Abreu is. She has been everywhere so far in this first set.
There's Gonzalez Abreu with the dig. She sends it out back out.
Once again.
1, 2, 3. That roommate connection of a Gonzalez Abreu and Wesley Slavin.
I don't know how anybody beats Naomi Claus and Wesley Slavin, and Gabriela Gonzalez Abreu. Claus and Gonzalez Abreu, especially with all of their height going up. Those kills, I really don't know how they do it.
GGA heads out. Madison Manning on the outside. Ellie Benedict flying on the court. Wesley Slavin with a push. The miscommunication error. Tight on the net. Bombers get that one.
Yeah, runaway first set here. 19 of the first 25 points going the way of the Bombers, but I find something interesting. Ella Graper playing those first 9 points. We have not seen her since. I wonder Coach Stillwell saving her for her defensive presence later in this match.
Gonzalez Abreu with a great serve. Madison Manning on the outside. She takes a swing. Benedict's there. Slavin out to Klaus on the outside. That one swings. There's a libero. My goodness, what a dig.
Unbelievable dig there.
Ellie Benedict gets a touch. Not enough.
And that might have been the most earned point of the game so far for Skidmore. All 7 have been very difficult, but an unbelievable dig there. I mean, not often that you see digs on those swats and spikes from Claus.
There's Marlo McIntyre. We'll be saying her name a lot tonight. She's having a breakout season. Katarina Hopel on the back for Skidmore sends it out. Klaus. There's her 3rd of the night for Naomi Klaus.
Can't say enough about her. 148 kills on the season coming into this one. 3 points already in this set, almost 4 points a set for the junior captain.
Addison Ledbetter heads back for the Bombers. Katarina Hopel with the bump set. Madison Manning on the outside. Ledbetter with the dig. Sends it out to Klaus again with a push shot. Right off the hands of Chloe Heitman, and the Bombers go up 21-7.
Again, I wonder if that was an unnecessary touch by Heitman. It looked like it was maybe going to sneak into the back corner, not sure, but Heitman, as I mentioned, in her first career Liberty League matchup, trying to do all that she can to help out her team.
Ledbetter on the back serve again. Katarina Hopel out again. Here's a little touch. That one stays in. Skidmore trying to even this one up.
Nothing Ledbetter could do there. A really nice job by Skidmore. You got to give them credit. Put the ball where the blue jerseys are not.
Ella Graper enters the match after a substitution for the first time. Skidmore on the serve. Gabrielle Gonzalez-Abreu there. Slavin, what a smart play right there. Found the hole, and the Bombers go up 22-8 in set 1.
And Slavin once again behind the end line, getting ready to serve. Been a lot of Ellie Benedict doing those honors, but Slavin, we know, one of the best, if not the best in the business at doing so. A rough start for her, but Coach Stillwell ensuring the confidence in her. She's back, ready to set.
Slavin on the back, she takes a serve. Second service error of the night for Slavin. And sends back Jaslyn Chen, said her name earlier. She'll head back to the service line. Ellie Benedict's there. Slavin sends it out to the outside. Brianna Owens there. Right there for the dig. Hopel out on the right side. There's Katie O'Connor. Slavin out again on the right side. Little tip by Graper. O'Connor on the tip. There's Benedict. Brianna Owen on the outside. And we got ourselves a little rally. And here we go. Skidmore.
That's exactly what they do, returning just about everything on that possession and forcing the Bombers to go until really they ran out of gas and could not find ways to keep the ball in the air.
Jaslyn Chen remains back. She'll take the serve. Ellie Benedict's there. Slavin out in the middle. There's Alec Raper. That one hits the line and it goes back to the Bombers. They're 2 away.
Really quick first set here. They've got an opportunity to save a lot of their energy. 23-10, and a bunch of the defensive specialists coming in here, I would imagine, to end this set. Karina Garcia, she's going to set.
Karina Garcia heads back after a substitution. She goes in. A nice, beautiful serve. That's an ace for Karina Garcia right off of Chloe Heitman. Bombers 1 away.
Really clean first set here. This is everything the Bombers wanted to do. A couple of errors on the sets, but also a pair of aces. So if they can clean up the serves, they should be just fine moving forward in the rest of this match.
Garcia heads back from set point. Hopel sends it on the right side. Mai Salazar. There's Ella Graper, and she puts this one away for the Bombers. They take this one 25-10.
What a fitting way to end that. Ella Graper with the 200 blocks recently surpassed 207 to be exact. She had a great first set, and the Bombers had 1-0.
We're going to step away, but when we come back, we've got even more right here on Bomber Sports. court.
Back here inside the Ben Light Gymnasium, I'm Luke Fitzpatrick alongside Molly Golden for this coverage of Ithaca Sports. And Molly, a dominant first set from the Bombers, 25-10. The final in that one. What did you like from the Bombers?
I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything from the Bombers more in that first set performance. I really liked that defense, especially from this Bombers team. Just a lot of really solid coverage, especially. Not a lot of open holes left for this Bombers team. That's where they've struggled lately. Kind of teams finding those open holes, but they've been really cleaning up their coverage, especially in those zones too. And you can't like what you see not from their Ithaca hitters of Naomi Klaus and Gonzalez Abreu. Absolutely killing it, being very smart too. A lot of volleyball IQ tonight. Yeah,
time after time, game after game, they are the alphas on this team. And Wesley Slavin with a pair of service errors in that first set. So you wonder if there might be something going on still early in this match. So an opportunity for her to clean that up. But 9 assists in that first set as well. So still making her presence known. And the Bombers going to get set here, trying to go up 2-0. A very fast set number 1.
A very fast set number 1. It's like you blink, all of a sudden we're at 20.
Right.
So very fast, very quick play, especially here in Ben Light. Not a lot of rallies, definitely something that Skidmore, they were able to get a couple rallies going, but a lot of quick points, a lot of service errors too, something both teams are looking to clean up in this set.
And the first years making their presence known as well, Addison Ledbetter, and of course, Chloe Heitman making their presence felt in that set number 1. It's both sides are going to switch, so the Bombers in their navy blue jerseys and white lettering go left to right on the right bench now, and Skidmore in their green jerseys with the white lettering will go right to left on the left bench now. Gonzalez Abreu begins this one and sends it to the other side. Setting up almost a block, but the first point of this one going to go the way of Skidmore.
How about it, Jaslyn Chen, former Liberty League all-second teamer. She's a monster both on the outside and the middle. Exactly what this Skidmore team is looking to almost change the tempo of this entire night here in Ben Light.
77 kills coming into the season, add 1 to that total. Coming into this matchup, I should say. Back and forth here, a block by the Bombers. Looked like Claus might have gotten a piece of that one. That one sent, and it's a quick 2-0 start for Skidmore. A lot of energy in that side to start. A 2-0 advantage so far in set number 2.
Chen and Manning, you're going to hear those names a lot tonight. Exactly what Skidmore's looking for.
Served to the other side by Katarina Hoperl. That one going to be out of bounds on the Bombers, and it's going to go away of Skidmore once again. So 3-0, 3 consecutive to start it for the Thoroughbreds.
I really wish I could hear what Lindsey King said in that huddle. Fire up her team. They're up 3-0 now after almost not even getting 10 on this Bombers team.
A dig by Gonzalez Abreu, but sent back over the top. So a little bit of a surprise here, Molly. 4 in a row for the Thoroughbreds to start, and the Bombers are really making a lot of errors here so far. Gonzalez Abreu leads it up. Lobbed up for Claus, who returns it, but dig by Skidmore. Block there. Ledbetter had that one, and it's 5-0 to start in favor of Skidmore.
What a turn, especially for the Thoroughbreds. The momentum has flipped in here.
And it's going to be a scoring change, so that one going the way of the Bombers, looked like it, from our vantage point, difficult to see which net that one fell short of. But the first point of the set for the Bombers, 4-1. Oh, wow, what a play. Softly sent over by the Thoroughbreds. And 5-1, a little bit of taste of their own medicine for the Bombers. A lot of those soft touches that they had taken advantage of in the first set. Skidmore finding their way once again here.
Some great setter IQ by Katarina Hopel right there.
Dig by Altland. Claus with an opportunity there. Sent back over the top, and another spike and kill for the Thoroughbreds. They're really shocking the Bombers right now. 6 of the first 7 points going the way of the Thoroughbreds.
This has completely changed the momentum in the conversation about this match tonight. So much has changed.
Still early, the Bombers still with an opportunity to respond. Slavin leaves it for Graper, and there it is. The Bombers respond, a kill by Graper, and it's 6-2. And Brianna Owen coming into the game in favor of Bridget Altland.
Ella Graper recently joined the 200 block club at the Bomber Invitational. She's such a star in the middle, especially. Such a senior leader on this team.
She lives around that Bomber logo at midcourt, and as we mentioned in the last set, played the beginning and the end of that one. And it looks like an ace right here for Wesley Slavin. So some momentum going the way of the Ithaca Bombers at 6-3.
Slavin, that'll be your 27th on the season so far in aces. A lot of the times in volleyball, your best rotation is when your setter is your server, and when your setter is your best server, it's best of both worlds.
And if you've got more aces on the season than errors, you're doing something right. This one will be blocked, but on the Bombers' side, so Claus and Graper unable to send that one back over. Another point for the Thoroughbreds. They're hanging tough here. 7 of the first 10 going the way of Skidmore.
A rare error, especially for the Bomber block, especially for Ella Graper, too. She's so seasoned, but Skidmore really utilizing the Bomber errors to their advantage.
Jaslyn Chen sends it over. Dig by Benedict. Chen once again. Throws it up top. Oh, what a dig there by Benedict once again. Slavin leaves it for Brianna Owen, who fires it down, and the Bombers with another point back. It's 7-4.
You're going to mention, I mentioned earlier, the utility of Brianna Owen is something to remember. She's going to be such a star in the coming years. She's a dangerous threat that she can play, and she can find the holes in all 3 spots in the front row.
She really plays everywhere on the court, an outside hitter, right side. 3 different positions for her, kind of doing it all. That one off the top of the net off Karina Garcia's save. Gets it back for the Bombers. Slavin with a little soft touch, and the Bombers once more. They've made a game of it again. It's 7-5.
I mentioned that setter IQ earlier. Wesley Slavin has that. She saw the hole, and instead of finding one of her hitters, she saw a wide open spot, and Skidmore wasn't covering, and they were there, and she was there for the put down.
9 assists in that first set, 2 already here, and a serve error by Karina Garcia, so it'll go the other way once more. Skidmore ahead by 3.
Bombers slowly start to climb back a little bit. That run was good for them. They're only down by 3 right now. One more run, they could even this one out.
A little sluggish here beginning this second set, maybe a little bit overconfident. That one, a service error on the other side, so Skidmore turns it right back over, and the Bombers back within 2.
Isabel Streeper, she's a very strong defensive role on this team.
And just as we saw in the last set, Graper going to take a seat in favor of Addison Ledbetter. Ledbetter out of Glenview, Illinois. The 6-foot-tall freshman making her presence felt the entire season long. Great stave there by Garcia. Up for Gonzalez Abreu, and there she is.
That play all began because of a communication error for the Thoroughbreds, and then Bombers really capitalized on that, and there's the Gabby Gonzalez Abreu that we know all too well. That was one of her first big swings of the night. She found a hole right on the line, and she put it down.
One of 6 Bombers to not miss a set this entire season. That one, a slow touch, couple of returns there, and a great play there by Ledbetter. A block and just kind of setting the Thoroughbreds up for nothing but hitting it under their own net.
A great middle joust between Addie Ledbetter and Katie O'Connor, and you just got to commend Addie Ledbetter for her strength. She was able to push that one out of the way and put that one down.
Bombers once down 6-1 in this set. They've come back to tie it 8-8. That one, though, going to put them back behind 8-9 now as the Bombers unable to get that one over the net. A great block by Skidmore, and they'll have it once again. Chloe Heitman, who's been everywhere so far, as we've talked so much about, she's going to serve this one over for the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, and she hits the net. It's a service error. The Bombers gifted one there. It's 9-9. The service errors continue. So it's going to be Brianna Owen now. The Bombers trying to switch something up. The court here yesterday was quite slippery. You wonder if that's maybe making an impact on this game today. A playable surface for this one, though. That one lobbed up into the air, and Skidmore kind of play themselves into a loss of a point there. Serving or passing it right along the net on their own side and swatted under the net. So that one's going to go the way of the Bombers. Their first lead in set number 2. Brianna Owen sends it across. Response by the Thoroughbreds. That one fired. What a save! Back up Gonzalez Abreu sends it aside. Allie Benedict with an unbelievable save out of bounds. Great play by Garcia, but she can't keep it in bounds. And so we are tied once again. What a second set this is, Molly.
2 great touches from 2 amazing defensive specialists. Allie Benedict with an amazing touch, but Karina Garcia wasn't enough. But we've got ourselves a second set now. Skidmore coming back. They're hungry. We're tied up at 10.
Brianna Owen will take a seat in favor of Bridget Altman, the defensive specialist. Sent across by the Thoroughbreds. Gonzalez Abreu, Slavin sets up. Ledbetter, who sends it over, and the Bombers will get it once again, 11-10.
You got to think Addie Ledbetter, she made Liberty League honor roll recently this year, but I think we could start seeing some conversations of her of being that Liberty League Rookie of the Week and almost Rookie of the Year as well too.
Heitman on the other side, really, you would imagine a 1A and 1B conversation as Claus checks back into the game. Slavin sets it up for her. Dig by the Thoroughbreds. Set up once again, that one high in the air off the hands of Altland. Claus with a soft touch. Still in play, the Thoroughbreds have to send it over. Claus, Slavin, Ledbetter. 12-10 Bombers, they are ahead once again, extending that lead. They were down 6-1 in this set, Molly, now ahead 12-10, an 11-4 run.
I mean, you also got to commend this Bombers team. Tara Stillwell didn't even take a timeout to help calm her team down. She kept them in and they found their groove, and now Bombers have their first extended lead of this entire set.
Back and forth here so far in this one. Claus with the soft touch, setting him up, and more soft touches here for Skidmore. We've seen a lot of that in this second set. Claus sends it over. Dig by the Thoroughbreds. Nice touch, a dig by Ellie Benedict there, sent over, and then another one going in favor of the Bombers.
Addie Ledbetter, who else? It's going to be her 6th of the night. 6.5 points tonight as well, too. And just also a monster on the block as well. She's got 1.5 total blocks tonight so far.
And you look at the juniors on the other side. Madison Manning has this one knocked up in the air. Over the opposite side, Altland sets it up. Slavin, one more! Addison Ledbetter swats it over, and it's 14-10 Bombers.
Who else? That's her 7th. Never give the Bombers a free ball. That's volleyball 101. Never send a free ball over. That's a free opportunity to set a prime offense for both of these for your team. And now Bombers, they're up 14-10.
We are going to take a timeout here on the floor. 14-10 Bombers. And Molly, as I mentioned, Madison Manning and Jaslyn Chen, a lot of opportunities on that far side trying to get swats and spikes and those kills. Obviously, the Bombers have just done a great job responding.
I mean, yeah, they really capitalized in those first 10 points, but the Bombers were able to adjust. That block really came through. I mentioned that Bomber block earlier. Really able to adjust and kind of move their coverage zones around. That was what I've been seeing a lot from this Bombers team. They've been limiting them a lot more. I've been seeing a lot more free balls, a lot more setter dumps, not as much of opportunities for Manning and Chen to get hot from their spots on the court.
Yeah, and early in this set, it was looking like Claus and Slavin and Gonzalez Abreu, the junior trio, were kind of nowhere to be found on those first 7 points. It was a struggle for the Bombers, but once they got that energy up, which they lacked a little bit of early in the first set as well, it was really all uphill from there for the Bombers. And Skidmore, which a team known for forcing you into mistakes offensively, the Bombers made a lot of those early in the set, but they've responded in a big way and have made fewer errors down the stretch of this set. And as we mentioned, the 11-4 run, that's now a 13-4 run, and the Bombers ahead by 4 here. So Gonzalez Abreu from behind the end line sends it across. A clean serve right there. And an opportunity to set up the offense for Skidmore, but a block. What an outstanding block by Ledbetter.
I'm going to commend that hitter right there. She read her blockers beautifully. Jaslyn Chen, she read her blockers beautifully. She saw that one hand was tilting a little more outward, so she utilized that. Ball went right out, point Skidmore.
Out of bounds there, so no block for Ledbetter though. But right here on another opportunity, she swats it and gets herself a kill, and the Bombers back up by 4.
Ledbetter didn't even know that was coming. She thought it was going to come right back over. But she looks at Tara Stibble and she goes, I didn't know about that one. My bad. And she heads back for the serve.
Mrs. Blocks checking back into this game. That's Ella Graper, number 21, right there in the middle, late in this game for some defensive additions for the Bombers. So sent back over, but once again, the Bombers fantastic in response, but unable to get it over the line there. So another point for Skidmore. They're really keeping it close in this second set. Manning once again sends it over here. Nice dig there by Altland. Slavin sets it up. Claus fires it down. And the Bombers back up by 4, 16-12.
Altman kind of led that huddle right there. She goes, let's go, in everyone's faces. And that's kind of the energy the Bombers are looking for right now. Definitely keeping the energy high. That's something that they preach on and off the court as well. Dance parties, having fun with each other, keeping it light and airy.
Dance parties before every game for this Bombers group. We saw a little bit of that down on the court, as well as they do it in the locker room, Claus tells me. Slavin with the serve there, so she's back in the setting position. She lobs it over here. That one stays in bounds, and it'll go the way of the Bombers, a 5-point lead. The largest lead of the set. It's 17-12.
Gabby Gonzalez-Abreu shot her first dig up into the ceiling, and Benedict was right there with the arm and set Slavin up right there. A beautiful pass, a beautiful emergency volleyball pass. Now Slavin's back to serve.
In this second set, it's been a lot of Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu doing the set. Another service error there for Wesley Slavin. I believe that is her 4th of the match, so another point for Skidmore. And a really tight second set so far. It's 17-13. Jaslyn Chen from the setting position. Gonzalez-Abreu in response. Slavin sets it up. Claus sends it down. And another dig for the Thoroughbreds. On the opposite side, Heitman couldn't get it. Skidmore bouncing it around in their own area a little bit. They help out the Bombers. Back to a 5-point advantage, 18-13, as Corinna Garcia will come in. And Naomi Claus will get a rest, it looks like.
Chloe Heitman really using her volleyball IQ to her advantage, constantly be able to transition, go from the block to the dig to almost setting up for the hit right there. Just something you got to commend, especially for a person who's so young. She's going to be dangerous in a couple of years and could lead Skidmore to a deeper Liberty League championship. And
exactly what I mentioned before about this slick surface. It is a brand new court here inside the Ben Lay Gymnasium. Ellie Benedict taking a towel and rubbing it down. You wonder if that's led to some of the service errors. Footing for the setters, not quite what it should be or what it was in previous years, but the Bombers still ahead in this second set despite those service errors. Saved by Garcia. Benedict keeps it in bounds. Slavin knocks it over behind her head. Trying to send it over. Thoroughbreds able to. Slavin back into the air. Draper had that one blocked, and it's going to go the way of the Thoroughbreds, 18-14. They are really doing a nice job, Molly, with the 6-1 start. You felt like at some point the Bombers were going to make a run, which they have, but you got to give the Thoroughbreds credit. They've really kept it close.
Volleyball is a game of runs, and Skidmore's kept it close. You could feel a Skidmore run coming, especially with Streeper heading back for the serve.
Streeper sends it across. Draper sends it down. Nice dig there. Outstanding play by Braverman. But this one, again, the way of the Bombers. They've gone in between 4 and 5, but have not let up since then.
Marlo McIntyre got in that huddle and said we have to communicate more. Skidmore suffering from a lot of communication errors. That's something you need to strive for in volleyball, just keeping your communication constant with each other, and don't let your other team capitalize on that.
Ledbetter and Draper tag teaming the middle of that court. Ledbetter comes back in here. That one out of the outstretched arm from Benedict. A kill and a swat for the Thoroughbreds. They keep it within 4, 19-15. Heitman will serve it once again. She's been all over the floor for Skidmore the first year, with big shoes to fill in a really big matchup. I mentioned the Thoroughbreds have not won in this building ever before against the Bombers. More wiping down of the court on the Bombers side. Ellie Benedict and Brianna Owen taking the towel there and making sure that the playing surface is safe and playable. Heitman sends it back over. Benedict and Garcia kind of getting in each other's way, though. A clean save there. That one out of bounds. Unable to get the swat in bounds was Brianna Owen. She stepped out to swat that one, and it's another point the way of the Thoroughbreds. They inch within 3.
She just read that one a little wrong. The set went a little far. If she could have readjusted her shoulders a little bit more, she would have been able to adjust that.
Heitman sends it over once again. Dig by Garcia. She's been unbelievable in that department. Gabriela Gonzalez-Abreu nearly sends it out of bounds. A save by Ledbetter. Response for the Thoroughbreds once again. Manning off the hands of Slavin. And it's within 2, 19-17. The Thoroughbreds hanging tough in this second set.
Madison Manning just able to transition so cleanly right there. She went up for the kill. She got blocked, and she was right there with the dig to dig that one out and set back up again. It went back to her, and she was able to find the home.
Heitman getting into a rhythm with these serves. A great dig by Benedict in response. Slavin high up into the air. Gonzalez-Abreu cross court. Slavin lobs it back up. Benedict setting up Brianna Owen. That one going to stay. It's going to go out of bounds. And once again, the Thoroughbreds, who have ripped off 4 consecutive points, it's now within 1, 19-18.
As I said earlier, volleyball's a game of runs. Skidmore is the living proof of that. Chloe Heitman returns back for the serve. She's been sensational all night long.
If Skidmore wins this point, they will bring it to a tie once again. Nearly out of bounds, Garcia saves it. Sending it back over as Gonzalez-Abreu. High up into the air for Manning. Manning sends it. Response from Benedict. Gonzalez Abreu sends it over. It stays in bounds, and the Bombers survive that one. They live to see another point. It's 20-18. The game will not be tied.
Back when I played volleyball in high school, I would hate to see Gonzalez Abreu on the other side of the court just because she's so difficult to read. You saw right there, she was pulling her arm back, but at the last second, she was able to transition her body and find an open spot on the floor, and that's what she did. She found that corner right in front of the 10-foot line in the center court line. Gonzalez Abreu, such a smart move right there as the Bombers extend their lead out to 2.
Just a little stoppage of play there briefly. This one, another error by Skidmore, so the Bombers stretch the lead to 3 there. Heitman has a timeout going to be taken. Heitman had a brief conversation there with both the officials and the head coach for the Thoroughbreds, but the Bombers have done a great job here these last 2 points responding to the Thoroughbreds starting to tie the set.
We're looking at a very different last 4 points than we did in the first set. Ithaca ran away with the first set almost, but now we're looking at a set that could go Skidmore's way. And honestly, it's just going to be about Skidmore capitalizing off of Bomber errors. That's the only way they've really been getting points off of them this entire match so far this season. There hasn't been a lot of runs and a lot of kills, just really using each other's errors to their advantage. So I can imagine that's what Lindsey King is saying in her huddle. But Tara Stillwell, she's probably not happy with her team right now. She expects her team to be at full 110%, and right now that's not what she's seeing. So I can imagine that Ithaca's going to come out with a little more anger on their side, play with a little bit of emotion. That might be their final piece of what they need to take this one and go up 2-0 in this one so far.
Absolutely, and it's going to see, I'm interested to see who Coach Stillwell goes to at the middle blocker position. Allison Ledbetter and Ella Graper both seem to be a little bit of a secret weapon for this team defensively. It looks like just from first glance it's going to be Ledbetter. So the first year late in set number 2 getting a real opportunity, and Brianna Owen getting ready to send this one across. The Bombers trying to extend their lead and get to that magic number of 25.
Ledbetter was the game winner against NYU a couple days ago.
Ledbetter sends it across. The dig there, and the Bombers kind of forced themselves into an error there. A point for Skidmore, and that bench is absolutely fired up. It's once again a 2-point set, 21-19.
You can imagine that's probably what Coach King just drew up in her playbook, looking right there, really utilizing the strength of that joust right there too. That's a joust battle, and definitely something that Skidmore used, and now they are tying up this set right now.
Marlo McIntyre sends it across. Great dig there, looked like Altland. Sent back up into the air. Manning on the far side. Garcia with a dig. Benedict leaves it for Gonzalez Abreu. The soft touch. Back up into the air. A nice dig. Once again to the other side. Saved by Benedict. Slavin leaves it for Ledbetter, and that one down in bounds on the Skidmore side. 22-19. The Bombers get one back, and in comes Naomi Claus.
Not the strongest swing that we've seen from Ledbetter all night, but definitely a smart swing. She saw that the hands on the block weren't strong, so she was able to capitalize that. Knew it was going to be a little rough.
Gonzalez Abreu back at the setter position. She sends it across. Sends it over Altland. Nice save there. Slavin leaves it for Ledbetter. Response here, a back and forth opportunity. Slavin, somehow the Bombers get that one across. Claus with a little forehand. Saved in bounds, but that one looked like it may have hit the net. Play still goes on. Sent across. Nice play by Ledbetter. Thoroughbred send it over. Dig by Benedict. Claus swatted into the air. More opportunities. That one sent for Manning, and an unbelievable set will go the way of the Thoroughbreds. The Bombers run out of gas, and it's once again a 2-point set, 22-20.
The longest rally we've seen all night so far, Luke, and you got to commend the Bombers for really just being able to play the ball after the net. That's difficult, especially too. You got to react so quickly, so that reaction time, something to commend them about.
Naomi Claus with an unbelievable play, getting that one off of her forearm, somehow to the other side, and right here, she swats it off of the arm on the other side of Catriona Holpearl, and once again, the Bombers extend the lead. It's 23-20, and in comes Ella Graper.
That's Naomi's 6th of the night so far.
Ella Graper coming in when the Bombers had 23 points last set. Coach Stillwell doing the same thing once again. Thoroughbreds with a soft touch to the other side. Claus, Slavin, returned from Graper. Ledbetter sets up Gonzalez Abreu, the soft touch. It's Skidmore aggressive in their offense here more recently. And that one off the hands of Ledbetter, and it falls on the Ithaca side. Skidmore really keeping it close, but they haven't been able to tie the game since very early in the set. It's 23-21 the way of the Ithaca Bombers.
A rare communication error from the Bombers, and Skidmore keeping this one at 2.
Sent over by Manning. Claus right into the arms of Manning, making it difficult on the Thoroughbreds, who find a way to get it back over the net. Slavin, soft touch. Response and a dig there by Benedict. Slavin, Claus, in bounds, and it's going to go the way of the Bombers, and it's match point 24-21. A great job by Slavin, hitting it right into the arms of those green jerseys and making it very difficult to return, as she does. So no block there for Skidmore, and the Bombers on the cusp of going up 2-0.
Going up 2-0 right now, I'd say, is essential for this Bombers team. You're almost up 6-0. You're down 6-0, but now take this set back. That's a huge confidence booster.
Coach Stillwell putting her confidence in Slavin, but this one going to go the way once more for the Thoroughbreds. It's 24-22. Maya Stolars with an unbelievable play there to hit it where the Bombers weren't. Sending it back over is Jaslyn Chen. A dig there for Brianna Owen. Slavin leaves it for Claus. Claus to the other side, and the Bombers win the set 25-22. What better, more fitting way to do so than Naomi Claus, once again making it difficult on Skidmore to return it. That's exactly what you want to do in the sport of volleyball, and Claus does it better than anybody. We're going to send it to break right now with the Bombers. A tougher set that time around. Skidmore a lot more energy that time. 25-22 the final. The Bombers up 2-0 though in this match.
Here on Bomber Sports, Molly Gold alongside Luke Fitzpatrick in a second set that probably none of us were expecting. Bombers take that one 25-23 after staying strong in the first set, only allowing Skidmore to get 10 off of the Bombers. Luke, what'd you see in that second set?
Certainly not expecting it at all, but you have to give Skidmore credit there. They kind of forced the Bombers into a lot of errors, as we've talked about. That is their brand of volleyball, and a lack of energy maybe in the beginning of that set. Coach Stillwell putting her confidence in her group, not taking any timeouts. The Bombers, of course, as we know they are capable of doing, worked their way back into the set after going down 6-1 and came out victorious. But a lot of good things from the green jerseys in that one.
A lot of good things you see from Skidmore, especially from Chloe Heitman and Jaslyn Chen. Those two on the outside and the right side are just so versatile with each other. If it's not Heitman, it's Chen. If it's not Chen, it's Heitman. Those two are yin and yang with each other, complementing each other so well.
Yeah, I think the Bombers did a great job in that set, especially not letting Madison Manning beat them at all. She was on that outside, the far side, going up for spikes, it felt like, on every play, but she had 3 errors in that one. So on those 29 attacks, the Bombers did a really nice job responding. 29 total attacks and only 5 kills. A great job of the Bombers responding from Madison Manning's blocks and swats.
This is a big set for the Bombers, really, to take this one, just clearing it up. But also, this is a big set for Ellie Benedict. She's 6 digs away from crossing that 1,000 career mark. So you got to think the Bombers are going to do whatever it takes just to get the ball to Benedict. And just really, the grad student has had such a historic career in the blue and white here in Ben Light Gymnasium.
Absolutely, a storied career out of Webster, New York. She's one of those 6 Bombers to have never missed a set. She posts every single game out there with her teammates and a key contributor to the 8-3 start.
It's going to be Naomi Klaus. Almost a repeat of the first set. She gets this one going.
And the third set begins the same way the second set ended. Klaus hitting it where they ain't. 1-0 Bombers.
Ledbetter heads back, the freshman sensation. Horrell's there, excuse me, whoa. Marlowe is there, McIntyre. Salazar, Atleman right there. Slavin sends it out to Klaus on the outside. Marlowe, McIntyre right there for the dig. Rare communication, little communication errors. There's Slavin. She dumps it over, finds an open hole. McIntyre, what a save. That one rolled over. Slavin to Groper. And there we go. Ella Graper finds the back of the line, a nice hole, and the Bombers go up 2-0.
Thoroughbreds doing a fantastic job on that set, keeping it alive, but there's a look in the Bombers' eyes right now. They are hungry ahead 2-0, and we haven't seen a lot of Addison Ledbetter as a server so far in this match, but she's getting an opportunity here in the third set.
13 service aces coming in today for Ledbetter. Holpool sends it out to Salazar in the middle. Altman's there. Slavin with a tip. Double touch.
Yeah, Slavin, unfortunately, sometimes that just happens. Knocks it right to herself, and she knew it immediately. The first point for the Thoroughbreds, but vitally important for the Bombers to stop the bleeding and make sure that the Thoroughbreds don't build confidence like they did in the previous set, keeping that one close.
Manning heads back, finds Abreu on the serve there. Slavin out to the outside. Klaus. Marlowe McIntyre there, sends it back. There's Benedict, 5 away. Slavin up, there's Klaus with a tip roll. Oh, what a play by Madison Manning.
Unbelievable job by the Thoroughbreds of returning that one.
Klaus finds the hole. McIntyre not able to be there.
Well, I thought that point was over when Klaus had the first opportunity, but once again a second chance. And if you give Naomi Klaus a clean pass and an opportunity for a swat and a spike on the other end, you make it very difficult for yourself to return the ball and win a point.
Bombers' best rotation as Slavin heads back for the serve. McIntyre with the dig out. Holpool sends it out on the outside to Heitman. Gonzalez Abreu's there. Slavin on the middle. There's Brianna Owen on the right side.
Brianna Owen with a great job making it difficult there for a return from Holpearl.
Able to go off the block. Benedict unable to pick that one up as Jaslyn Shen heads back for the serve. And Skidmore slowly holding on right now as we saw a little repeat in that second set as Jaslyn Shen heads back for the serve.
Yeah, the Bombers' energy I've noticed so far up in this third set, but you got to give Skidmore credit. They're keeping it close, 3-2, and now 3-3, or excuse me, 4-2.
A great read by Brianna Owen. She almost thought she let that one go, and she's going to go double wipe that down, as Luke mentioned earlier. Yeah. Very slick floors these past couple of days in Ben Light. It's been a little humid lately in Ithaca, New York. Definitely starting to seep into here as well. So a lot of stoppages just to clean up the floor, prevent any injuries.
It's been a really rainy week, but Gabriela Gonzalez Abreu and Naomi Klaus have been raining kills. The Bombers trying to continue that and pull away in this third set.
Holpool out to Heitman. There's Karina Garcia on the outside. Gonzalez Abreu with a little free ball. Sends it out. Salazar on the right side. Ellie Benedict with a great save. There's Owen. There we go. Brianna Owen. Great utility player. Goes off the arms of Marla McIntyre, and the Bombers go up by 3.
Yeah, Brianna Owen making it very difficult there on Marlo McIntyre. Able to keep it in the air for a pass or two, but the Bombers, the last 2 points now, they lead 5-2.
Stillwell up out of her chair, coaching some of her players.
Yeah, a couple of words for Slavin, who's been doing it all, and Slavin kind of with a response here. She's had a rough night from the setter position on serves.
Great tip out there from Maya Salazar. Ella Graper gets that one. Marlo McIntyre's there. She pushes deep. There's Benedict. Point goes Bomber way after a double contact from Marlo McIntyre.
Yeah, Wesley Slavin is on the court for a reason. She can do it all. As I mentioned, a rough night for her from the server position. We haven't seen a ton of her. Karina Garcia, Ellie Benedict. We saw Addison Ledbetter early in this one. But Garcia with it here.
Garcia with a great line serve. There's a tip out. Chloe Sabo enters this one for the first time. Marlo McIntyre with that. She's been all over the night. Sends that one out. Great read by Benedict. Chloe Heitmans goes a little far, and the Bombers, Karina Garcia stays in the back service line. Bombers go up 7-2.
A little over-aggressive there by a whole pearl. 5 straight for the Bombers, and you can tell how badly Skidmore wants to get one back to keep it close in this third set.
Garcia. Hopel out on the outside. Heitman right there with a wonky touch. Not enough. Point goes Bomber way after 4 touches.
Yeah, there's a confidence that they're playing with in this third set that they just lacked a little bit of in the second set. An energy and a look in their eye that they didn't have. Timeout going to be taken. A lot of confidence you can tell on that Ithaca sideline.
A lot of confidence on the Ithaca sideline, but Skidmore right there. You've been noticing a lot too.
Yeah.
Just capitalizing off of errors, but also some really smart and some really great volleyball IQ moves from this Skidmore team. I got to mention Marlo McIntyre. She's been all over the floor to start this third set. She's been sensational. Luke?
She's been unbelievable, yeah. And in this third set so far, somebody that has stepped up a lot in this game, but in this match, I should say, but so far not in this set, is the first-year Chloe Heitman. And this is a program in Skidmore Thoroughbreds that put a lot of confidence in her. They put a lot on her plate. So far in this third set, maybe a little bit overwhelmed. We haven't heard her name a lot. Haven't seen her name called a lot, I should say, on that side of the court.
Benedict is 5 away from crossing that threshold of 1,000 digs as well, too. So keep your eye out for that. We'll keep you updated with that record here on Bomber Sports as well.
Talking a little bit here, Molly, is we can't talk enough about that junior trio of Gabriela Gonzalez, Abreu, Naomi Claus, and Wesley Slavin. The 3 of them represented the entire country, really, for the Division III Team USA. Naomi told me that was an unbelievable experience, and the 3 straight Liberty League titles that they have been here for 2 of, I asked if she thought that put a little bit more pressure on them or raised the standard. She said a little bit of both, but it really raised the standard, and it opens the gate for what else is next. You know they want more.
Garcia still on the serve. It's Braverman. Salzar on the right side. And that one goes down. Maya Salzar, the middle right side, just absolutely showing her versatility on the floor as well, too. We saw her earlier on the middle side, but now really just showing that she's a force also on the right side.
Yeah, right out of that timeout, a lot of aggressiveness from the Thoroughbreds. Isabel Streeper checks in.
Streeper, Benedict right there. Slavin, Brianna Owen right there. That one too hot even for Marlo McIntyre. She sends that one in the ceiling.
That might have been the hardest hit ball in this match so far from Brianna Owen. She absolutely smacked that one down on the other side and made it impossible for the Thoroughbreds to return it.
A great line shot from Brianna Owen. Great smart play as well. Ellie Benedict steps back to serve. One goes. That one stays just in. A great spot for Ellie Benedict. She grabs an ace. Her 20th on the season.
Yeah, a lot of service errors, but also a couple of aces for the Bombers. They've done a fantastic job making it difficult on that initial pass for Skidmore.
Here's Streeper, sends it out. Chloe Heitman with a fantastic swing right off the arms of Karina Garcia. Skidmore holds on. They're only down by 6, and as you can see, I mean, listen, you were down by 6 to start earlier in set 2, so easy comeback for Skidmore, and, you know, they can go on a run. We saw it in the second set, excuse me.
Yeah, that one too hot for Garcia, and a little bit of a response here by the Thoroughbreds. Still down by 6, but aggressiveness on that front line.
Gonzalez Abreu sends it deep. Heitman's out in the back. There's Manning. Wesley Slavin off the block. Sends it back out to Owen on the right side. Marlo McIntyre sets up Manning once again. Ellie Benedict getting closer and closer. Gonzalez Abreu with the roll shot. That one goes wide. She tripped on her feet a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like more issues with the court over here. Ellie Benedict slipping. Gonzalez Abreu was down on the ground before getting back up to send that one over and really unable to recover as she sent it out of bounds. But Ellie Benedict's been doing this a lot in this game on that far side, really trying to make sure that this court is a playable surface, especially in that second and so far in this third set. I'd say what will be really crucial for this Bombers team, Molly, would be to get out of here quickly with a win before any further risk.
Of course, you always want to prevent any sort of injuries, and it's something that we can commend the Bombers for always just being so observant, and both Skidmore as well for being so observant on the floor and making sure that everyone stays safe. Heitman heads back for the serve. Gonzalez Abreu's there. Slavin sets up Ledbetter. Finds the open hole. Bombers go up 11-5.
Yeah, picture perfect there from Ledbetter, who in this game and really all season long has looked like kind of a baby Claus, if you will. She's been outstanding in really those cross-court responses and those spikes that have led to a lot of kills for her.
Manning goes up. Benedict's there. Slavin sends it out to Gonzalez Abreu right off the block. Ledbetter, Gonzalez Abreu with the roll shot. Manning's there, sends it back out in the back row. Caroline. Ledbetter right there.
11 kills now in this game, 75 on the season coming into it. 75 kills to 37 errors. That is an outstanding ratio for a first year.
Chloe Heitman out of the back row. Chloe Heitman right there too. Two great touches, but not enough, unfortunately, for the Thoroughbreds as the Bombers get that one back, and Brianna Owen heads back to the service spot. And in that first set, you saw it was all Brianna Owen. That best rotation really came when Owen was at the serve spot. So
I wonder, Molly, the Bombers sent that one exactly directly with no unintention in what they were doing right at Heitman, and Skidmore wiping off that side of the court. I wonder if the Bombers, noticing that Skidmore haven't done that being wiped down the court so far, were targeting that place intentionally. Heitman and a couple of players slipping, leading to the Bomber point.
Manning sets up Benedict's right there, dugout. Gonzalez Abreu on the outside. She switches from a shot to a tip shot. Great adjustment from Gonzalez Abreu. Ellie Benedict getting closer and closer to that 1,000 mark.
Yeah, and Gonzalez Abreu and the Bombers getting into a little bit of a rhythm here. We haven't seen those soft touches recently, but right there, one from Gonzalez Abreu when the Thoroughbreds least expected it. And Brianna Owen sends this one across.
Streeper got Chloe Heitman in the back. Marlo McIntyre sends over the free ball. Owen sets up Slavin. Slavin on the right. There's a Ledbetter. That one goes a little far.
Yeah, Ledbetter on the cross-court shot, as she does so often. It's been really effective for her. That one just a little bit outside of the marked lines on the court. And another point for the Thoroughbreds. An 8-point difference so far in this third set.
McIntyre heads back to serve the sophomore libero. A great serve for Marlo McIntyre as well. That one heads short in a spot right where both Ledbetter and Gonzalez Abreu were right there. And a communication error as McIntyre, heads back for the serve.
You never want to hit the net on a serve, but if it's going to mess up Gabriela Gonzalez Abreu, what other options do you have against this Bombers team?
Gonzalez Abreu utilizes the not strong hands of that Skidmore block. That one drops down. Bombers go up by 8 as Gonzalez Abreu heads back for the serve.
Corinna Garcia coming back in. Gonzalez Abreu going to serve, and Naomi Claus checking into this game. Good luck to the Thoroughbreds defensively.
Hopel on the outside. There's Manning. Block right there for the Bombers. Ledbetter and Slavin right back up. That one heads right into the net for Madison Manning as the Bombers go up once again.
How about Slavin there with the block? Just 5'7", and the setter not known for getting up there at the net, but a really key play there. And the Bombers within 9 now of closing this one out.
Gonzalez Abreu in a good spot. Hopel sends it back out to Manning. Manning with the tip shot. Claus is there. Sets up Slavin. Ledbetter out in the back. Hopel out again. Manning with the swing. Not enough. Gets through the hands of Wesley Slavin. Altman unable to pick it up.
Making it really difficult for the Bombers. Altman, as you mentioned, diving to try to keep that one alive, but Skidmore again not backing down. They're not going to roll over and die. Keeping
Hopel
it within 8.
Back. Benedict right out for the serve. There sends it out to Klaus. Klaus off the block. Ledbetter with the push. Great, smart move by Addison Ledbetter. My goodness.
You really have to commend Allison Ledbetter for her versatility on that front line right along the net. She can play in the middle and on both sides, and right there in the middle using 2 hands, found a way to find some of the tan court where the green jerseys were not. And her versatility on display once again as she sends over a serve.
McIntyre sets up. Manning Off and out of the Bomber block as Manning heads back for the serve. You got to commend right there, especially that just the versatility, as you were saying earlier, of Ledbetter. Just able to be such an aggressive middle as well, too. You don't want to send over a free ball, and if Addison Ledbetter's right there, she'll shut you down. Gonzalez Abreu sets up Slavin. Klaus on the outside with a roll shot. That one goes to McIntyre. Hopel on the out. There's Salazar. That one tips off the Bomber block. Benedict unable to pick that one up. Skidmore evens it out 7.
And another wiping of the court here. Benedict, Slavin, and Graper all kind of diving in the same area, maybe slipped, and you wonder at this point, the Bombers with just 8 points before they can close this one out. You want to make sure that this conditions of this floor don't continue to get worse. The Bombers doing a very commendable job making sure that it's a safe surface on their side.
Manning heads back for the serve for the Thoroughbreds. That one rolls in. Benedict's there, sets up Slavin on the outside. There's Klaus. Klaus with a fantastic shot right off the arms of Marlo McIntyre.
I got to be honest with you, Molly, if I were on the other side, my eyes would get wide with absolute fear if I saw Ella Graper in the middle and Naomi Klaus on the outside getting ready to spike it down on my side.
Slavin heads back, as I said earlier. Best rotation for the Bombers. Marlo McIntyre grabs the towel. A little stoppage, but here comes Slavin.
Coach Stillwell putting a lot of confidence here late in the match in Slavin, and the struggles continue once more. She doesn't have an answer. That's service error, I believe, number 4 in the match, and you can see the frustration on her face. Skidmore kind of keeping this one close and not letting the Bombers get too far away, 18-11.
That one sends back Jaslyn Chen as Benedict's there. Slavin on the outside. Klaus with the push shot. She's able to grab that one. Slavin back out to Klaus. Klaus slams that one down. Chen's there. Hopel on the outside. Here comes Chloe Heitman. That one right off the tip of the Bomber block.
Well, that one looked like it was out of bounds, but you're absolutely right, off the hands of the Bombers, unable to get a block there, and Skidmore back within 6.
Chen heads back to serve, continuing the Skidmore run. That one right to Gonzalez Abreu. Slavin's there with the tip. Right over by the little push from Graper. Hopel's on the outside. Sets up Chen. Here comes Salazar off a wonky tip shot. That one's there. Slavin picks that one up. Graper. Just a lot of miscommunication from both sides on that one.
Absolutely, and a pass by the Bombers that really did not set Ella Graper up for a lot of success. And all she was really able to do there was, in an attempt to knock it back up in the air, get it to her own net.
Gonzalez Abreu grabs that one off of Chen. Here comes Brianna Owen out in the middle.
Haven't said her name
Lincoln,
a lot.
You missed it.
Haven't said her name a lot in this set, but she makes her presence felt right there. The sophomore that can really play anywhere on the court from Northbrook, Illinois, standing 5'11". Her versatility making its presence known in this third set. And the Bombers back up 6.
Garcia checks back in for the serve. Heitman on the outside. Gonzalez Abreu's there. Slavin running. She grabs that. Gonzalez Abreu with the tip shot. That one goes up. Marlo McIntyre on the set. Here comes Salazar. Salazar on the outside. Garcia's there. Slavin to the right side. Excuse me. Here comes Brianna Owen. McIntyre grabs that one. Tip shot by Heitman. Right off the Bomber block. That one goes out.
Yeah, Marlo McIntyre has been in the middle of that floor for the Skidmore Thoroughbreds this entire set. She's done a great job of setting her teammates up well for success, and right there, kind of forcing the ball towards the hips of those Bombers that were jumping up for the block there. And another point for the Thoroughbreds, who are back within 5. They're keeping it close for the second consecutive set.
The 4th-ranked libero in the Liberty League. Here comes Brianna Owen on the tip shot. McIntyre's there once again. Chloe Heitman on the outside. That one goes wide right off the arms of Karina Garcia.
Fantastic dig right there, and Garcia got tangled up there at the end. She looks like she's okay, but she might be sore the next day. That one did not look like a fun way to fall down and twist your body.
Jaden Weezy checks in for the Bombers. Had a little bit of a breakout season as a freshman, but she hasn't seen a lot of minutes so far. Gonzalez Abreu's there. Slavin back out to GGA. GGA slams that one. That one goes wide. Skidmore slowly starting to climb back in this one, Luke. Actually, that point went Bomber way, excuse me.
Yeah, you wonder here, because a lot of young players getting opportunities. You mentioned Weezy been nursing that knee injury all season long. As we can see, the brace on her left knee, only played in 2 games so far. Her 3rd game of the season as Claus gets a rest.
Benedict, that one Wonk fell off the arms a little weirdly of Marlo McIntyre. She gets in her huddle and tells her team to slow down and take a breath. And right as she said that, timeout called for Skidmore.
Bombers with a lot of intensity in this set, as has been very evident, but Molly, you really have to give the Thoroughbreds credit because that first set they looked lost. They didn't look ready for this game. They've picked it up. They've responded. They've kept both these last two sets really close.
Extremely close, Luke. Something to commend for the Skidmore team as well. And you're not really only down by too much. We saw Skidmore in that second set go up early on a 6-0 run. Couple quick points, a nice run for Skidmore. We could have a competitive 5 couple of points on our hands.
Absolutely. And the Bombers offense, they like to move slowly. They've been very quick in this final or third and hopefully final period for the Bombers. But the Thoroughbreds have done an outstanding job. And as you mentioned, they are able to rip off those 6 or 7 consecutive points in matches. And if they're able to do that once again here, they could find themselves in a fourth set.
We're coming down to the fourth final points of this one possibly, but folks, don't go anywhere. We've got post-game coverage right here on Bomber Sports. Andrew Roberts and Brad Romano have you covered if this one is cleaned up by the Bombers.
So Weezy staying in right now. Claus and Graper both on the bench getting a rest here. I mentioned Coach Stillwell putting in Graper with 23 points in each of the last 2 sets. Be curious to see if she does so again here.
Benedict sends it out to Chen. Marlo McIntyre chases that one down. Not enough.
How about the effort from Marlo McIntyre in this game? She ended up beyond the Ithaca logo that is on the baseline of the basketball courts here inside the Ben Light Gymnasium, and on her rear end right against that back tarp, I suppose you can call it, that sets one court from the practice courts. Outstanding effort from McIntyre tonight.
Chloe Heitman on the outside, right off the Bomber block, the hands of Jaden Weezy.
Yeah, Weezy in a big spot here. Hasn't played much this season, hasn't played in this match yet, and all of a sudden Coach Stillwell saying, go out there and help us out and help give Claus a little bit of a breather.
Weezy has a little bit of history in this, came in a lot during her freshman season, a lot of clutch moments as Heitman goes back for the serve. That one goes out to Gonzalez Abreu, sets up Slavin. Ledbetter in the middle. Great shot. Manning on the outside, caught in the block.
Yeah, Ledbetter and Weezy both going up for that one, but hitting it to their own side and nothing they could do there. And once again, the Thoroughbreds are creeping back in and maybe causing some doubt on the Ithaca Bombers sideline.
Chloe Heitman remains back for the Thoroughbred serve. That one goes up right back to Gonzalez Abreu. Slavin sets up on the outside. There's Gonzalez Abreu with a beautiful shot. No Thoroughbred there to cover that one. Ithaca has 2 more left.
Gabriela Gonzalez Abreu with the statement that the Bombers needed. 23-17 now, back ahead by 6 points. Bridget Altland into the game, so Graper's still out of this game. A lot of confidence put in Ledbetter late in this one.
What a serve by Bridget Altman goes off the arms of Chloe Heitman, a little wonky. 1 left, Luke.
Absolutely fantastic play there by Altland. She's got the Bombers 1 point away from a sweep, and she's getting ready to serve this one.
Altman, Hopel on the outside. There's the joust. Wesley Slavin! And the Bombers open up Liberty League play with a 3-0 sweep over the Skidmore Thoroughbreds here in Ben Light Gymnasium.
What a way to end it. What a more fitting way than Addison Ledbetter on a block. She's learned so much this season from Ella Graper. Graper getting a rest there in that final set, and Ledbetter with clearly Coach Stillwell sees a lot in her, and she's gotten a lot of opportunity this season. Still has not missed a set. 44 of 44 she has played in, and she ends the game there with an outstanding block right on that H of the Ithaca Bomber logo at center court.
Ledbetter ended her night with 10 kills, a new season high for her, and Naomi Klaus grabbed 12 tonight as well. But Ellie Benedict, 2 digs away from the career threshold of 1,000 digs. But folks, do not go anywhere. We've got post-game coverage right here for you on Bomber Sports. Andrew Roberts and Brad Romano break it all down after this.
25-10, 25-22, 25-17. Despite some errors and struggles along the way, Ithaca took care of business against the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, winning in straight sets, with Addison Ledbetter taking the next step in her game. Welcome on to the Ithaca Volleyball post-game show, where we'll break it all down. I'm Andrew Roberts, here with Brad Romano. And Brad, let's get right into it. And we'll start right with Addison Ledbetter, an incredible breakout game, second in points to only Naomi Claus. How will her contributions impact the offense moving forward?
Yeah, Andrew, first of all, what a game for Ledbetter, and her being a freshman and being this good on a team that already has really skilled upperclassmen is key for Ithaca. I mean, we saw in that second set, Ledbetter really took over in the early stretch. When they had that rough start, she was one of the players that got them right back into the game, and her contributions are going to be amazing for the offense moving forward because they have that young presence in Ledbetter that can help Ithaca moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about that second set comeback. You mentioned Ledbetter was huge in that, and certainly was. 7 points in that second set. It was a very slow start in set number 2. How'd they turn it around and start stronger in the third set?
Yeah, as you just mentioned, Andrew, it was really Ithaca beating themselves in that second set. You know, we saw a lot of errors where if it didn't happen, that second set may have not been as close at the very end, but they turned it around because they're that good. They can easily come back in every single set, and that's what we've been seeing with the Ithaca College volleyball team. They've came back and back and back to the point where they have the skill to be able to do it, and we saw it in the second set where Ithaca is just more skilled.
Yeah, there's really just so much talent on this team that even if they're not playing their cleanest volleyball, so much skill to go around, and it's led to victories throughout the course of the season, but errors have been a continued issue for the Bombers. It showed in this one. How can they clean that up ahead of facing tougher competition down the stretch of the Liberty League schedule? I
mean, honestly, Andrew, I don't really know if they need to clean it up. I think today was really just one of those games where they started off really slow because we've seen it beforehand. They've played some really good competition before Liberty League Conference play. We talk about the NYU game and the Ithaca Invitational. They didn't really start off slow in any of those games. They really played competitive. So I don't really think it's an issue of cleaning it up. I think it's an issue of just staying consistent. You know, this is just, like I said, one of those games where they had an iffy start in that second set. But I think going forward, this is something they're going to clean up pretty easily.
Yeah, and Claus and Gonzalez Abreu have been sources of consistency for this team. Can Addison Ledbetter become another?
I think so. I mean, she proved it in this game. She's only a freshman, and what's good about Ledbetter, another thing is, when people like Abreu and Claus graduate, they're going to have Ledbetter. They don't need to worry about who's going to be that next woman to step up. It's going to be Ledbetter. So I think Ledbetter is going to fit in just fine, as she's proved already.
Yeah, there's really a continued pipeline of talent with this Ithaca volleyball team. I mean, once upon a time, it was Faith Sabatier and Aleka Darko that were the lead duo on this campus. Gonzalez Abreu and Klaus were just getting recruited into the program. Now they make their way up. Next generation of Ithaca volleyball comes up. It's something that is preached amongst all Ithaca's athletics.
Yeah.
Just getting those younger players involved right away so they can be ready to take the reins later on. See it with field hockey as well. But when it comes to the Skidmore side of the ball, they didn't really have a breakout player in this one. Did anyone in particular stand out to you, though?
Yeah, Andrew, if you had to pick one, I guess I'd go with Madison Manning. 7 kills in the game. That's the most kills she's had in any game so far, I believe. And honestly, this has been her best game yet of the season. Going into this, 12 kills on the season. She now adds 7. She played pretty well, especially in that second set because, you know, although Ithaca had their errors, let's not discredit Skidmore. They did have a really good second set, and they stayed competitive with Ithaca in that set. So if I had to pick someone, I would go Madison Manning. She looked pretty solid.
Yeah, Madison Manning had some highlight moments for sure, but in the end, Bombers able to pull it out, and the Ithaca offense was just excellent this game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, defense made an impact as well. Wesley Slavin with some great blocks, some great assists. What else stood out to you about the defensive side of Ithaca's game?
They didn't give up, you know, especially, and we've been talking about the second set so much, but in that second set, there were a lot of sets or a lot of plays where it just went back and forth. It seemed like it was never going to end. And when that happens, your stamina goes down. You start to sweat and panic a little, but the defense didn't. They stayed on pace with Skidmore. They got good blocks. They got good digs off the ground. They kept going and going, and they didn't give up. And, you know, that's a pretty obvious statement, but it's just really what helped them stay in this game, the defense, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw that with Skidmore when you talk about stamina. The stamina was starting to let up. down the stretch of the second set into the third set. They did gain some back to make the third set a little closer than at least set number one. But as for the Bombers, it's on to the next. They have another game tomorrow. Clarkson coming to town right here at Ben Light. What will be the key to taking them down?
Yeah, Andrew, Clarkson's a very similar team to Skidmore. You know, going into the game, they're going to be 6-6 at a 500 record. Another team that's looking for that win to get above 500. And honestly, I don't really know if there's an exact thing for Ithaca that's that key. Just keep doing what they're doing, honestly. You know, they're ranked 19th in the USA for a reason. Just keep doing what you're doing. Get Abreu involved. Get the freshmen, the young Ledbetter involved. Get the players that have been consistent throughout the season. Just keep doing what they're doing with them. Get them involved. And honestly, I see an easy win for Clarkson. 3-0 against Clarkson, excuse me.
Yeah, and I mean, for Clarkson, they're just looking to play spoiler here. The Bombers just have to make sure that they don't let Clarkson try to do that. But that is going to do it for today's post-game show. For Brad Romano, I'm Andrew Roberts. Thank you so much as well to Molly Golden and Luke Fitzpatrick on the call today. And this has been Ithaca Volleyball here on the Bomber Sports YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.